I thought I should speak on this matter because it affects everyone, always has. It's really rampant in this day and age. People get really personal when it comes to politics and religion, and as a rule of thumb, most people they don't allow it in chat rooms. Like uh, virtually any chat room you go to, they'll be like, "Nope, we got a ban on that. No religion, no politics." Why? Because people take it personal and they fight over it. And George Carlin said it the best when he said that people live in this bubble and only want to have people that are like minded in that bubble. And they don't want to believe or think anything other than they want uh, yay sayers. They want people who are cheerleaders for their beliefs, and they make it their personality. He said, "Don't make it your personality. It's not who you are. You're an individual. Stay an individual." So, you know, for instance, people like, for instance, in politics and stuff, or religion, or anything, but like what's going on right now, and you got the far left that want to attack the far right, and the far right that want to attack the far left, and all this other stuff, and it's stupid. It doesn't matter which president's in office. It doesn't, because we have a system that votes on a new freaking president every 4 years anyway. And there's so many rules, laws, and regulations involved, and the president isn't the only one that makes the calls on everything. So one party or one person attacking just that's all you ever hear. Um, is dumb, but um, if you're not, if it doesn't affect your life, like if you're not going to change it, if you're not going to get involved in any way, shape, or form, then it doesn't affect your life. If you know you're not going to change it, that's my point. You're not going to get involved. You're not going to vote one way or another, or whatever the case is. Or it itself is not going to change. I mean, like that's a hard no to know that something won't change, but there's situations like that. I mean, then it doesn't affect you, so I take it personal. So you can conversate over it and just talk, but not personally talk. You see what I'm saying? Because too many people that's what's ruining. That's ruins everybody's lives in any situation, even in a relationship. When you're in a relationship with someone, you might have someone that looks over at their partner and go, "I don't like the way you're breathing." Like, what? I breathe a lot. Well, you're going to have an issue for a long time because I breathe a lot. You see what I'm saying? Um, so if there's something wrong in it, like you're with someone, there's something wrong in the household. If it affects the household too greatly, you can conversate on what could, what y'all could do to curve it, to change it, to go another route. If it affects your money, so on and so forth. But other than that, you shouldn't try to change a person. You should you should love the fact that people are individuals, that we're not robots, and that we're not all falling in the line of somebody else's category. Keep a voice, keep your own mind, keep you. um, there's nothing wrong with talking about it, but taking it personal, it's like being mad at somebody from another country that did something in their country that affects their country that has nothing to do with you. Why are you angry about it? Why are you emotional about it? It don't have nothing to do with you, and you're not going to change it. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's things like that. It doesn't affect you, then don't take it personal. It's that simple. It really is. But I don't know. I could get deeper in detail, but that's the facts, Jack. And it ruins relationships, it ruins families, it ruins jobs, it ruins countries, where people are so passionate and they want to take things so personal, It's not supposed to be personal. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Um, it's like, it's like you cutting down a tree and some coming over and taking part of your tree or something. The tree wasn't yours in the first place. It belongs to it belongs to nature. It belongs to itself. You see what I'm saying? It don't belong to you. You can't really get mad about it, but you can try to talk to the person and be like, "Hey, man, you know, I just cut that down. You want to go cut your own tree down?" You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It's a conversation, but instead, this is a good example. The way people are, most humans, and probably all, well, I wouldn't say all, but most humans, they be quick to want to beat the other person up, to scream at them, or maybe even kill them because of their beliefs. You know what I mean? Their personal feelings about it, and it's. I just think that people need to wake up and be like, okay, yeah, you're right. It doesn't affect my life. Hey, or I can. You can't agree. It's like I was saying about relationships. You can't be a person you're with ain't gonna be 100% exactly like you, and they're gonna do things that you're not gonna like. So move on. As long as it doesn't greatly affect the household itself, like money wise, there's a leaky pipe or whatever because of something this person keeps doing, then they need to change it. They either need to change the type of piping, or you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the person changing their habits. It could be them changing the object itself. Maybe it's just because that person uses too much strength when they're turning a knob or whatever the case is. So it doesn't always have to be change the person. You can change, the environment. Um, but if you can't, in a situation like if you had leaky pipes, you'd be like, hey, you have to be more careful with that because you know what's going to happen. It's going to leak when you do what you do. So yeah, I mean, but other than that, there ain't no point in changing nobody. Just let them be them. You want people to be individuals. You know, we don't want people to be. I don't want nobody to be think exactly like me. I'd have anybody around me and conversate with them, and if I think they're dumb on a lot of stuff and they're doing a lot of bad stuff and wrong stuff, I'm going to tell them. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. But it'll be the facts. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lay down my personal beliefs on it. I'm gonna be like, well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? you know, like if you take a hammer, for instance, and you swing it to your foot real fast, it's probably gonna break something. Nonetheless, it's gonna hurt more than likely, unless you ain't got no feelings in that foot. So then, yeah, you might want to, change something like that. You might want to change the way you're swinging your hammer, or you could change the hammer. You know what I mean? You get a rubber one. Maybe it'll still do the job, but it won't hurt your foot when you hit it. Food for thought.